Tia Clayton is rewriting sprinting history, and this time, the whole world is watching. At just 20 years old, the young Jamaican sprinter has now done what many thought was impossible: outpace veterans like Shericka Jackson and a stacked Team USA lineup in the 100 meters, and then help smash a world record in the relay. And she didn't just win, she did it with style, precision, and a calm confidence that left fans stunned and rivals scrambling to understand what had just happened. It all went down during one of the most electric nights in track and field, where Clayton lined up in lane 8, the outermost and most often overlooked spot on the track. But if you thought that would throw her off, think again. She came in with something to prove, and by the time the gun fired, the race was already hers to lose. From the moment the race began, Tia's explosive start left commentators scrambling to keep up with the names, though she was up against strong competitors, including American standout Tamari Davis and Polish hometown hero Ewa Swoboda. It was clear something special was unfolding. Tia's short stature didn't stop her. In fact, it worked in her favor. Her strides were sharp, her form clean, and her acceleration through the halfway point was brutal. As the pack began to tighten in the last 30 meters, Clayton held her form flawlessly. Then, like a lightning strike, she pulled ahead in the final steps, clocking an astonishing 10.83 seconds, her new personal best and the 5th fastest time in the world that year. This wasn't just a personal breakthrough. It was a moment of global awakening. The youngest woman in the race had just run down a field, packed with seasoned professionals and Olympic finalists. Her name, once overshadowed by more experienced sprinters, was now being broadcast across sports media worldwide. Even in a stacked field of giants, Tia stood tall. But the story didn't stop there. Just when the buzz was reaching its peak, Clayton returned to the track alongside her Jamaican teammates for the 4x100-meter relay. And what unfolded next would send shockwaves through the entire sprinting world. Lining up for the relay, Team Jamaica looked focused, confident, and terrifyingly synchronized. The Claytons, Tia, and her twin sister Tina, stood at the heart of the lineup. It was almost poetic. The two sisters, barely into their 20s, carrying the hopes of a nation that had long been the heartbeat of global sprinting. And when the baton was passed to Tia for the final stretch, there was no doubt she was about to deliver something unforgettable. With fire in her eyes and world-class poise, she bolted down the home straight, slicing through the air like a missile. There was no hesitation, no break in rhythm. As the crowd rose to their feet, Tia brought the baton home with a time that lit up the scoreboard, 43.28 seconds. A new world U20 record. Not a near miss, not a maybe. A record that shattered the ceiling of what people thought was possible for junior sprinters. Commentators could hardly contain themselves. "That is a good time for a senior squad," one of them exclaimed. And he wasn't exaggerating. That time was fast enough to contend for medals in elite senior-level global championships. It was proof that the future of Jamaican sprinting wasn't just secure. It was blazing into the present. Tia Clayton had emerged as a full-blown sprinting force. And yet what makes her rise so magnetic isn't just the stats. It's her spirit. The way she carried herself after the race, humble and composed, showed a maturity beyond her years. For someone who had just stunned the world, she wasn't bragging or boasting. She was focused, grateful, and already thinking about what comes next. Her performance wasn't just a victory for her, it was a reminder of Jamaica's undeniable dominance in sprinting. Ever since the days of Usain Bolt and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the island nation has been churning out track royalty. But what Tia represents is a new wave. Bold, young, and ready to eclipse even the greatest names of the past. And let's be clear, this wasn't a fluke. Tia's journey has been full of steady progression, each season bringing sharper starts, faster finishes, and better race management. She's not just fast, she's a competitor in the purest form. She reads the track, senses the pressure, and responds with performances that feel beyond her age or experience. Watching her race is like witnessing destiny catch up with talent. What happened that night will be remembered for a long time, not just because of the times on the clock, but because of what it signaled. Tia Clayton didn't just win a race or set a record. She announced herself to the world in the loudest way possible, and now, nobody can look away. Tia Clayton didn't waste a second after her explosive performances, and the momentum she's building right now is turning her into one of the most talked about sprinters in the world. But what truly sets her apart isn't just the medals or the times. It's the consistency, the work ethic, and the fact that she's already racing like a veteran while barely out of her teens. After the relay record-breaking run and her stunning 10.83 finish, Fans, commentators, and even rivals knew this wasn't just another fast Jamaican sprinter. This was a generational athlete in the making. And what makes the whole thing even more mind-blowing is how much of her story is still unwritten. She's just getting started, and if her trajectory holds, Tia is about to become a centerpiece of women's sprinting globally. But while her 100-meter performance got the headlines, her execution in the relay left sprinting analysts speechless. What Tia pulled off in that 4x100 wasn't just fast, it was technically brilliant. She didn't panic, didn't overstride, didn't lose rhythm even as she received the baton under pressure. When it was her turn to anchor the team, she moved with such controlled aggression that it looked like the race was in slow motion for everyone else. And let's not forget, this wasn't a high school meet or a training session. This was an international showdown, where one bad pass, one misstep could cost the race. But Tia didn't flinch. She delivered, and in doing so, helped Jamaica break the world U20 record with a time that would terrify even Olympic-level squads. Now, here's where things start getting even more interesting. For all her talent, Tia's not operating alone. She's part of a Jamaican relay squad that's stacked with young talent. Athletes like her twin sister Tina Clayton and rising stars like Serena Cole and Alana Reid. Together, they're not just good, they're dangerous. And as they continue to run together, their chemistry only gets stronger. That's the key that can carry them from junior records to senior dominance. And yet, despite all the attention, the team's grounded. After setting the record, there were no over-the-top celebrations. Just hugs, smiles, and a calm walk down the track. It's that combination of swagger and humility that makes this squad so easy to root for. What's also undeniable is how Tia's performance fits into a much bigger pattern: the resurgence of Jamaican women's sprinting. Sure, legends like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and Shericka Jackson have carried the torch for years, but now a new class is stepping up. And Tia might just be the face of it. She's not just filling in the gaps, they're carving new lanes. Her world-class top-end speed, mixed with her fast start mechanics, makes her dangerous from start to finish. That's rare. Many sprinters are either quick starters or have strong finishes. Tia? She's rapidly developing both, and her mental game is evolving just as fast. During interviews, she speaks with clarity, intention, and a genuine love for the sport. She's not shy about her goals, but doesn't seem burdened by pressure either. There's a quiet storm building in how she approaches each race, and it's not just natural ability. It's years of coaching, hours of training, and the guidance of a Jamaican sprinting system that knows exactly how to shape world-class talent. And the support system around her, family, teammates, coaches, has played a huge role in helping her stay focused despite the growing fame. Still, this journey hasn't been without challenges. Tia knows what it feels like to be overlooked in a country where sprinting is a religion. She's raced in the shadow of her sister Tina for years, with many assuming the twin dynamic might leave her stuck in second place. But that's where people underestimated her the most. Tia has always been working, watching, learning, sharpening her tools. And now that the spotlight is shifting toward her, she's using it to full advantage. Instead of being shaken by expectations, she's using them as fuel. You can feel the buzz whenever her name is mentioned now. From Kingston to Europe, from college scouts to Olympic analysts, people are watching every move she makes. She's now officially on everyone's radar, and as more Diamond League opportunities and global races appear on the calendar, you can bet she'll be lining up in bigger stadiums against bigger names with even more at stake. But nothing about her performance suggests she'll back down. If anything, she's coming harder, and with every stride, every finish line photo, and every record-setting anchor leg, Tia Clayton is proving something loud and clear. She's not here to follow in anyone's footsteps. She's here to leave her own. And the track world is starting to realize this might just be the beginning of a legacy.